Hey there, scientists. Here's a quick walkthrough of our desert food web lesson. On our first page, you're going to see your learning target this week. I can describe the flow of energy from the sun through the organisms in a food web. Those organisms are obviously going to be your producers and your consumers. Here's a video from the point of view of a zoologist talking about desert food webs and desert food web facts. Jump to slide 3. This is the main body of our lesson. We go through our text and see more about this desert food web. You will understand the relationship between food chains and food webs by using specific information from our lesson. For example, when you find the definition of a food web, you notice it says, a food web is a combination of food chains that shows how energy moves from the sun through an environment. And you're thinking to yourself, how can you use this definition to explain the relationship between a food web and a food chain? How do they go together? How are they the same? Explain in your own words the relationships or interactions between each animal in several different food chains represented in the web shown from the lesson. So, what are the different food chains that are here in our food web lesson? Your activity this week is you will drag and place the images from the perimeter of the page to their correct location on the food web. So right here on the left side of the page, when we go into edit mode, you're going to see all of the images that make the food web, and you're going to have to place them correctly. And then you need to answer this, wrap it up. Suppose a disease kills most of the hawks in a part of the desert. How might the loss of the hawks affect the other animals in the area? So what would happen if the hawks disappeared? And then your additionals, if you're looking for more information about food chains. This is a great video. We're going to start talking next about what comes at the end of a food web, about the dead stuff and what happens with decomposers there. Again, the compilation from Crash Course Kids of all of the food chain videos. This is a very short game called What Eats What? And you need to identify producers and consumers and decomposers there. And then I know we've had this in here before, but this is a link to Mystery Science. And this is a link to the Mystery Science games. I know I said earlier if you have a printer, this would be great because you can play this. But the cards are actually available here online. So if you click on this link, it takes you to the Mystery Science page, and you can actually do the digital worksheet right here. It will make a new file for you, but you can actually have all of these cards for the game as a digital worksheet. So you can link your different food chains together. And then, of course, you can just watch the video. So I'm going to jump back here to slide 4, and then I'm going to exit my present mode. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you see here are your images, and then you know that they're going to start from plants. What would you fill in here in order to make all of these lines, all of these individual food chains connect into a food web? So you will just be dragging and moving these images to the correct locations. If you need a reminder, it is all right here in the lesson. So if you go back and watch that, you'll be able to get all of the pieces put into place. And then, yeah, it's a great inferential question. Suppose a disease kills most of the hawks. So the hawks way up here. How might the loss of the hawks affect the other animals in the area? And when everything is said and done, you will be able to say that you can describe the flow of energy from the sun through the organisms in a food web.